Hey, Byron.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. We saw Leonard Fournette out there just briefly. I don't know what he did today, but if he were able to play and cleared and all that, would you expect sort of him to go back into that Leonard Fournette role that he had this year, or has sort of the emergence of Keyshawn and having Giovanni Bernard back, would you be more split up there?
We'll see. We'll see. We're still using this week to see how, if he's healthy and how healthy he is. So it's really tough right now to put a workload on him without really getting through the end of the week. I'll have a better idea of what he can do as we get more towards Friday. But right now, just good to just see him out there right now trying to work his way back in to do what he's doing. But once he's healthy, we expect Lenny to be Lenny.
Can you just speak to just what he has accomplished this year, what he has meant to your offense, all season?
Oh, man, I mean, you can't beat it, right? It's hard to do better from the running back position for us for what we asked him to do. We asked him to catch it. We asked him to run it. We asked him to pass protect it. Him and Tom has a really good – they're really good together out there. They have a good feel for each other. So, like I tell you guys, I think Lenny has grown as a running back. I think Lenny's a pro, and it's fun to see. It's fun to see him go out there and work. It's fun to see what he do with the football. It's tough. He's tough to get down on the ground. So it's good to be able to have a guy like that can run it the way he can run it and can catch it the way he can catch it and can play with the football IQ that he has. Lenny's a unique guy.
Thanks.
Greg Allman.
Hey, Byron, obviously you guys have done this before where you're facing a team in the playoffs that you faced in the regular season. I want to ask you about this Rams defense and what you see as the differences from the unit you saw in week 3 in Los Angeles.
Well, they added a guy named Von Miller, they're just good at what they do. These guys has awareness. They always play good defense there. So they're playing well right now. Obviously, we know the guys up front that attack the quarterback that's trying to get to the quarterback. They're just good at all 3 levels. They're good at all 3 levels. They understand what they're doing. They're well coached. And they just got exceptional players, right? They got exceptional players that know how to play this game. A couple guys that have gold jackets on when they all said and done. So, we got to prepare. This team beat us the last couple times they played us, so we just trying to prepare, get ourselves ready to roll.
Thanks, Byron.
Annalee.
Hey, Byron. Hope you're doing well. I know when you face a really difficult pass rush and you faced a tough one against the Eagles, one of the tools you can turn to is that quick passing game, and we saw that on Sunday. Just can you kind of describe where you guys were at even, months ago versus kind of where you are now in that department?
I think we've been just developing and getting better really all year. We go into each game and try to figure out what we need to do that day to win that game that day. So we try to prepare ourselves to be multiple and have a lot of different ways we can try to have success on offense. And that's the way we've always approached it. Now, who we play and who we got healthy will determine the game plan week in and week out. But we just try to be multiple and try to make sure we can do a lot of different things to try to attack people's in all sorts of different ways to try to help our team win football games.
And you've described to us before the challenges of losing skill players in the middle of a game and having to account for those absences. Offensive line is a whole different animal. And I know there's so many things you can do during the week to help out guys if you have to kind of move somebody else into the role, if you have to move Josh Wells into that role, maybe giving him some help with the tight end. Can you just describe kind of, I guess, the benefit of having a week where you could potentially prepare for this scenario versus having to prepare for it, while you're in the midst of a game?
Yeah, and in the game of football, just like last week, it may still happen within the game, right? That's the game that we play. We play a physical, violent game. You try to prepare as much as possible. My job as a coach is to be able to adjust in game, with what's happening, to understand who's out there from a personnel standpoint, who's capable of helping us, and still continuously try to put us in position to have success. So nothing changed for me from that standpoint. Obviously, when you get a week to try to prepare, it's better. But when things happen in game, it happens in game. You got to be able to adjust, have a good feel for it, and still put our guys in position to have success.
Hey, Byron, speaking of preparation, I know Bruce talked to us about at one point on Friday, you guys were breaking down 3 different teams. And then on Monday, it was 2 different teams. How much of an advantage is it, though, for you guys to have had an extra day, right, than the Rams, who now have to go cross country and had to play that Monday nighter? How much does that make a difference when it comes to preparation?
Well, I don't know, because it didn't feel like we gained a day. It felt like you gained a little bit, but you didn't gain a full day because you're watching multiple teams. You really have no idea who you're going to play. So that makes it difficult. Obviously, we don't have to travel. So anytime you don't have to travel in the playoffs, that's always a good thing. But I don't know if we gained a full day because we didn't have an idea who we was playing till later on that night on Monday.
Kevin O'Donnell.
Hey, Byron. Rob Ninkovich, who played with Tom up in New England, says he wouldn't be surprised if Brady retired after this season is over. Given the level you've seen him play at this year, just an incredible season, would you be surprised?
I mean, I don't know him. Didn't really hear the comment, but Tom's playing at a high level, man. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you.
Mano.
Hey, Byron, you were around when Raheem Morris was coaching here. Obviously, things didn't go the way he wanted in Tampa Bay, but could you talk to his qualities as a leader and what you saw back then?
Really good coach, really good man, really, and having the opportunity to know him, play for him, play against him when he was here in Atlanta. I mean, really good guy, really good dude, smart guy. Just remember him being a smart football guy, football common sense guy, really aware of the game of football from a technique, from an understanding of what teams trying to do against him and all that. I mean, as smart as they come, players love to be around him, love to be coached by him just by who he is as a human being. So really good coach, really good guy. I'm sure they love playing for him out there.
Steve Isbitz.
Coach, is Scotty Miller, is he a better runner out of the backfield than you expected that he would be?
No. I know everything about Scotty.
Rick Stroud.
Gotcha.
Byron, I'll ask you about another coach you know a lot about, and that's BA. He's been through some battles himself, a little like your team, right? Does he kind of set the tone for there's just no excuses on this club, no matter what happens?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way we approached it since we got here, really, since 19. That's what we all believe in. And we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to talk about it. We understand the situation we in. We understand what time of year it is. We understand what's have to be done to have success this time of year in the National Football League. So we're just trying to prepare, do what we need to do to get ready to play our best football here on Sunday.
Last question will come from Joey Knight.
Byron, you guys have embraced the next man up thing all season long. Have you ever been on a team that's had to embrace it quite like this one? It seems like it's a different unsung guy every week.
Yeah, and it seemed like it ain't stopping. It seemed like every week is something, right? It's something every week. But that's the game. That's the challenges of this game. It's not supposed to be easy for anyone. You expect to be put in tough situations just because that's what the National Football League, it's a tough league. It's tough to win in this league. It's tough to have success. So we prepare for it we go into it with the understanding that anything can happen. Anything's probably going to happen. How we handle it in the situation is going to really determine most outcomes. So we try to be in that situation. We try to prepare everybody. I try to prepare everybody that's on this offensive side of the ball with the awareness that it's a chance that they're going to play. So you approach it like that from the beginning. You approach it like that in OTAs. You approach it like that. I have true confidence in everybody that's on this team. So it's just about whose name and number on the back of the jersey.
All right. That's all we have time for. Appreciate it.
Thank you.